Welcome, 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 everybody. It is Sunday, February 22nd, 2026, noon p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, and it is time for the Master's Mind. Now, whether you like to say that it's the end of the week message or a beginning of the week message, doesn't matter because it is Sunday. However you choose to look at it, it's a great way to either wrap up your week or start your week. And we're going to do that with our two favorite people, our two favorite mentors, our two favorite GPSs to successes. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Terry and Robert Hollis.
Well, thank you guys so much. It's nice to have you on here. Hi, Mary. Hi, Dustin. Coach Bob, Sandy, Nanette. Am I saying that correctly?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Lisa Marie, Deborah, Melody, of course, Matthew and family there. And the hostess, Mr. Mostess, Jack, Craig, CJ, Cracker Jack. Try say it all together. Craig Jackman.
Take two.
Yeah. And hi, Michael and Angela. So hi, Unlimited Wisdom. Again, welcome to the Master's Mind. And again, the whole concept of the Master's Mind is just me doing my very, very best. I even thought today that maybe one Sunday a week that we sort of do a Master's Mind Q&A. And I just, because, I have a lot of questions and I think that each and every one of you probably have similar questions, but, I know that I don't know all the answers. You know what I mean? So how's Terry feeling? She's doing better. She's just a couple of days behind me.
Terry's annoyed.
Terry's annoyed.
Terry's annoyed and pissed off about not feeling well.
Yeah, it's been pretty. So hi, Deb. How are you? I think I said hi, Mary. And so the one thing I want to share with you guys today is thank you again for all of you that wished me an incredible birthday wishes and stuff yesterday. I see that Facebook is doing a new thing where they allow the group to get to 199 messages and then they create another one and then they create another one. And so one of the things that's very unique about that is that, I literally got thousands of messages for my birthday. And one of the things I sort of thought about that was really amazing is, I not only got text messages, there are friends of mine that I had all the way back into high school. And they only either call me or send a text. I got a couple of extremely rebellious friends that they'll never get on social media. I think that if you could find their phone, it probably would not be a smartphone. Do you guys know what I mean? It's a phone that you flip open and it texts, and that's all it does. And so it's neat to hear from friends like that, and then new friends and so on and so forth. And I know that you guys will know exactly what I mean by this, because there are some people that when you connect, as soon as you connect with them, it's like it feels like you talked to them yesterday. It's like you just pick up exactly where it's left off. You only talk about important stuff. How many grandkids? How's the family doing? Are you living here? Are you living here? Doing whatever. And there was a number of friends that I got to talk to yesterday that are like that, right? And that's like the only time that we really connect is around each other's birthdays. Maybe a quick text back and forth for Christmas. And one of the things that I thought that was very unique about that is a lot of people, and again, I always want the Master's Mind in my relationship, with God and Jesus as my Lord and Savior. I'm just going to consistently just do my best, right? But one of the things that it talks about all the time, and this is one of my favorite all-time scriptures, is draw near to God and he will draw near to you. So draw near to God and he will draw near to you. So for me personally, I desire a closer relationship with God than I had the year before, and so on and so on and so on. So it's like I'm constantly working on that. Hi, Scott. Hi, Fad. Great to have you on here. Haven't seen you in a long, long time. God bless you. And so one of the things I want you guys to really, really think about is there's people that you used to have a good relationship with, and now you no longer have a relationship with them, and probably not close at all. And if you go to therapy or you do anything to try, because you really miss this relationship, when people really get down to where the rubber meets the road and you don't have a close relationship with someone, how many people would say the number one thing is communication? It's like there isn't a higher one than communication. And when a relationship is broken up, it's usually a misunderstanding from one or more parties, right? And so it's like, listen, that doesn't feel, I didn't like that. I don't like arguing. I don't like, handling confrontation. So guess what? The relationship is not only broken, but how many of you notice that the longer it goes, the further it gets apart? Right? And so we all know this and we don't like this. But when it really comes to building a closer relationship with that entity that I call God, it's like, how do you do that? And it's so funny because the scriptures are perfectly clear. So draw near to me and I'll draw near to you. So how much uninterrupted time do you spend connecting? And the reason that I wanted to bring this up, because I just think it's amazing that maybe people that have difficulty connecting with strangers probably also are not very connected to God. Huh? Because if you have a close connection with that creation, and you knew that you were unique, you knew you were loved, that you're a miracle, it really makes it easy for me to have communications with other people. Because for one, it's really simple. All you need to do is the better you get on that connection with yourself, the more you're going to learn to see how God sees you. How many of you were brought up that, this entity, God, looked at you and wasn't very happy with you? See, that's not true. So one of the conversations that I had with a dear friend of mine, and this is going to be bold. Some of you are not going to like this statement, but me and my son have talked about this many, many, many times, is I believe that organized religion has hurt more people than being agnostic or atheist. Because if you grow up your whole life not knowing that you don't know, and, I just don't have time to really figure that out right now. I'm not interested. And then you come from a different place where you're like an atheist, where everything you know about that relationship, that you look at that entity as being very judgmental. Cultish. You look at that, fire and brimstone, that you're a loser, that you're a sinner, and you're a really, really bad sinner. And so all the little things that we know that humans do, I'm not excluding any of them. It's like we can come up with a language saying, well, it was just a little white lie. I don't know if that's racist, is it? Is there a little black lie or a little Asian lie? Little Mexican lie? It is pretty interesting. This was just a little white lie. I don't know. Maybe white people lie more than other groups. You know what I mean? But the crazy thing about it is that there's religions that basically bring you up that, you're never going to be perfect. You're sinning all the time. And you're just who you are. And the only way that you would know how someone felt about you is if you read what they say about you. Or you could listen to other people tell you what they think that God thinks of you. Did you guys hear that? Because a lot of people, you would probably say, and I can guarantee you, all of you are wrong, including me, that if you have a splintered or a bad relationship with someone and you haven't repaired it, how many know what I'm about ready to say is absolutely the truth, but you don't want to admit it? That the person that you have the worst relationship with, their perspective of what broke you guys up, what fractured that relationship, and why it can't be repaired, I bet you their story is different than yours. Isn't it true? So when we talk about a bad relationship with someone, it's our perception of what happened in there. And usually it's the funny part, which it doesn't sound funny, but the funny part is that they would just say they were sorry. Or if they did this one thing, then everything would be okay. We all know that's bullshit. If you told them exactly what they needed to do, that's why we see reality shows. Hi, Arthur. We see these reality shows where someone says, so it's normally at the reunions, right? When they all...
The best part of the show.
Yeah, they get all in these reunions, right? And then they go, she just needs to say she's sorry. And then the person that's the moderator is going, okay, is that all you need? Yeah. All right, what do you say to that? Okay, I'm sorry.
Most of the time it's
Okay, there it is. It's over. The hell it is. She wasn't sincere when she said that. She said it with the wrong tone. But the reason that I'm talking about this whole concept is that if you want a close relationship with that creator, it's up to you to spend the time to do it. And so there were some people that wished me a happy birthday, and I went, well, I think they did it just because I always do it. How many people are going like, okay, I've sent them a happy birthday message for the past 11 years. I finally got one back. You know what I mean? And that's going like, yeah, I got a few of those. And we're very unique and weird as human beings. I love that uniqueness and I love that weirdness, because with all the happy birthday messages that I received, how many of you believe that I was looking for certain ones? Mm. Isn't that weird? It's like thousands of people wished me happy birthday and said nice things and sang me happy birthday. And they did all of these things. And I went through every one of them and replied to everyone. And I went, where is Coach Bob? I thought that I was closer to this guy. No, I'm joking. The only reason I knew I could say his name is because he was doing this while I was talking. But that just brought up a really funny point, though, for me. How many of you would say that people that you would like to hear from, that you didn't get a happy birthday, that they sort of get a pass because of the relationship you've had up till then?
Dead to me.
See what I mean? They're like dead to me. You know what I mean? It's like me personally, though, you know, I'm like, they might be busy. They might have had some stuff going on, right? But here's another thing too, is how many of you know couples that have met? Hi, Shelly. How many of you know couples that when they met, they didn't speak the same language? Being in network marketing, traveling the world, I've personally met people that when they met, they didn't know each other's language. That's crazy to me. But how important would it be to continue the connection if it was love at first sight? How dedicated do you think the other person is to learning each other's language? It's like the number one priority. I mean, I need to be able to say to her in her language, would you please get me a beer? You know what I mean?
Make me a sandwich. Fucking A, man.
Because there might be some other things you could communicate with without language, right? I'm just talking. But it's and building a relationship is just so important that you take the time to build that relationship. And so, it's very, very interesting because I just know that I would like a closer relationship, and you should just be asking yourself, if I'm really serious about having a good connection, because the number one thing I hear when people are building their spiritual relationship is they have an incredible desire to want to hear. Now, wouldn't it be cool to ask and get an answer? All right. So here's another part of this comedic thing, right? So have any one of you been in a relationship and for whatever reason, one party was mad at the other party and they become very quiet? And it's like, and you're like, what's wrong?
It's a blessing.
What's wrong? Nothing. You know what I mean? It's like, are you kidding me? It feels like Pigpen, and Peanuts, they're walking in a cloud. You know what I mean? And it's like, what's wrong? Nothing. You know what I mean? And it's like, wait a minute. Okay, if you don't tell me what's wrong, I can't fix it. I don't want you to fix it. I want you to listen. And hi, Mike. Thanks for jumping on. So the key here is that once you do connect and set time aside to connect, and then people want, well, I read a little bit in the Bible and then I asked a question and I didn't hear anything. How do you know you didn't hear anything? What are you saying? Do you communicate enough with your creator to actually know how they communicate? No. So you wouldn't even recognize it if they were. See, a lot of people say that they don't hear, but they don't even know what to look for. Well, how am I supposed to know that? By getting connected, right? So there's things that I know that I could say to Terry and even joke about. I'll just tell you guys one of them. I can't joke about money with Terry. It's not funny. How many people know people like that? So I have learned, I'm a slow learner, but I've learned that when it comes to our finances, that it would just be better not to talk about them. And some people are going like, I don't know if that would work in my relationship. Really, why don't you ask them? Is there certain things that I do that when I do them, that really upsets you? Yeah. And just be respectful and loving enough to go, I'm going to do my best to not do that. I don't need to be punching your triggers 24 hours a day just because it's funny. And how many people have seen couples like this? And they think it's hilarious. You know what I mean? Terry's father will still go down for me as one of the most important males that I've ever had in my life. And we would be sitting in the living room and all the women would be in the kitchen, usually probably
in the kitchen.
Yeah. I don't know why you guys chose to go there.
Because we're always in the kitchen.
Yeah.
cooking.
Well, that's where you're supposed to be. Right?
Yeah.
It's like if
Yeah.
if you're not in the kitchen cooking, how are you going to eat?
It's your sandwich.
It's like, come on, you guys. It's like, so, and so they're in there talking, and all of a sudden, what Sam would do is he would look at me and smile and just slowly start turning up the TV. I just kept turning it up and kept turning it up. And then all of a sudden, he would usually turn it to like a boxing match in Spanish. We don't know Spanish. And he would just keep turning it up. And he's like, and then all of a sudden it'd get quiet in the kitchen. And then her mom, his wife would go, Sam! And he's like, what? And he would turn it down and just start giggling. And I'm going like, oh my God. And then they would start talking to me like an hour or so. And then he would go right back to doing it. So I thought it was funny, but to see the things he deliberately did to get her rattled was, I don't know, Arthur. That would be a good question, Arthur. But do you think she ever knew he was doing it?
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. Yeah.
But Arthur, it wasn't it was probably less than 5 feet from the living room to the kitchen. They're like right next to each other. And it's like, so the TV was always on the end where the woman hung out. You know what I mean? So being in Spanish and just keep going up. I know Matthew's on here, but
my dad would cook. He would do the dishes, so.
all the stuff,
Yeah.
all the
do all that.
all the stuff that all the stuff I refuse to do.
Right.
Yeah, but the whole point of what I wanted to share with you guys here is my whole theme with unlimited wisdom is I used to always come from a place of sort of being rough and saying, listen, you keep saying you want things to change in your life, but you're not willing to change anything. And I sometimes would come from a place that when I got done with the Zoom, a lot of you that are close to me would give me a call and you would say, thank you very much for the ass kicking. I'm just a different person now. And I'm just like going that, if you can really look at yourself and say, my relationship with whatever that creator is for me, I would like a better connection with that. Could you do me a huge favor if you won't do it for you and try to just put a little extra time in there? Just a little extra time on a daily basis, whether it's in prayer or whether it's reading the Bible or whatever you want to do. You're listening to worship songs or listening to Washed by the Word. I promise you, if you spend more time expecting, I usually say unrealistic expectations, right? But I guarantee you, if you spend more time and you are desiring and expecting a better relationship with that entity, I can guarantee you it'll happen. No doubt. And so, but it's got to be a priority for you. If everything's more important than your relationship with that creator, that you're supposed to be asking how to get you to where you want to be, it is pretty interesting. So I do know a lot of people that every year I talk to them, they're not in the same place that they used to be. They're actually doing worse than they used to be. And I think that some people just give up. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, you know what? At least I'm surviving. When you could be living the best years of your life, having the best experiences of your life. your life could continue to get gooder and gooder, not only every month, but every year. You should be living the best years you've ever lived instead of settling. But in all the talks that I had with very dear friends, it was very, very interesting that, that all of us agreed that organized religion really, really, really did a very damaging aspect to people to make them not want anything to do with religion whatsoever. Because it's just a bunch of people that are guessing on what they think you should be doing. And then you end up finding out that their relationship or their life is really not going well as either. You know what I mean? So you got the blind leading the blind. It's very crazy. But that's all I wanted to talk about today is just, moving as fast. I can believe that, we're already almost done with the second month of the year for 2026. And I feel like 2026 is going to be the best year I've ever had because I've intentionally know what I need to do to make that happen. And the thing that will make that happen is me connecting with more people, because that never fails. It never, ever fails. If I personally am connecting with more people than I have the year before, and I keep saying all the time that, man, I do a lot. But because everybody wishes me a happy birthday, I want to respond to them. Does that make sense to you guys? And so I intently open up my Facebook page for people to leave comments the day before. Because I know that in, Asia and Australia and New Zealand, that they're going to start sending me happy birthday wishes because it's already my birthday for them. And so I get a lot of direct messages, and then all of a sudden I realize, wow, I personally within 24 hours can connect and leave verbal messages and written messages with over 1,000 people in a day. Why? Because they messaged me first. So if you all of a sudden opened up your messenger and there was like 300 direct messages there, would your first thought be, oh my God, I'm too busy, I could never do this? Or because they wished you a happy birthday, you can go, thank you very much, I love and appreciate you. Bam, 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 bam. And you just can go through them. And I've always noticed that Facebook, sort of gives you a little bit of grace during that time. They're going like, man, if there's 1,000 people that reached out to him, he's got to be able to reach back to 1,000 people. Never on my birthday have they shut me down. So I always feel like I have a little bit of urgency there because I don't know if that grace period is available the next couple of days. So why not focus and see how many I can get done? And then when I do that, I believe, I don't know, but I think that plays with the algorithm. And then it seems like more people see it. So then I get more happy birthday messages.
Oh, Lord.
So then I get up today and I probably got 150 belated happy birthday messages. Still waiting for Coach Bob. But it's like, I guess his will be belated. You know what I mean? But but there we go. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that message. If you guys would indulge me, I'll do a little as break.
Hi, little man.
He just woke up from his nap, so he's somewhat delusional.
Oh, hi, honey.
Hi, Ezra.
Say hi, Ez.
Hi,
Say
Ezra.
grandma, grandpa. say hello.
Hi,
Hello,
Ezra.
everybody. Happy Sunday. He's about to go eat
Oh,
some
he's finally
purees
getting to
Grandma
that
sent
point,
him.
huh? Where you go to grab his wrist and he pulls it away?
Yeah, I know. He wants this microphone. He's obsessed with it. So
Got it. Hi, Ezra.
Bye.
love you guys.
Love you guys.
It's puree time. So
So thank you very much, my son. So yeah, we're done. We're done for the day. You got anything to say?
I thought you were going to ask if anybody had questions.
No, I said we'll figure out a day
got
to
it.
do that. That is not this day.
Oh, noted.
Okay. See, we're talking about the listening skills. You know, some people have a little bit of listen.
Listen when I want to.
Excuse me. So, Craig, back to you.
All right. What a great master's mind today. And I hope everybody got that message. In fact, it's probably worth even repeating. I think I saw a lot of people said, oh, I need to hear that again. So watch the replay. It'll be posted up very soon. We love and appreciate you. Don't forget, tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, recess. It's another great way to start the week. It's open forum for everybody who's in our community. Just come on. We have open topics. We talk about several different things. And it's kind of a fun exchange of just everybody being more of themselves. So
No
that's
topic,
tomorrow.
but tomorrow we're talking about hockey.
No, we're not.
Oh.
Over. It's over.
Love it, love it, love it. If there's a couple, there's not too many things in the chat, but if you'd like to save the chat, very simple to do. Click the three dots in the meeting chat and then click save chat. It'll download to your computer once we conclude. Thank you all so much for joining us today. You know, a lot of great things going throughout the week. Don't forget all of our events except for Mondays are at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, although we do have two exceptions. We have an exception. Wednesday is Outwitting the Devil. And that is a series that you really need to join us for. It is an incredible series. It's looking at the book by Napoleon Hill and going into a deep dive with our special professor, Dana Scranton. You want to be here 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday for that. Of course, Tuesday, Wednesday, Fridays, Daily Wisdom. Our premium packages, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, I should say, Daily Wisdom. Thursdays at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern is Breakthroughs, part of our premium package. And on Saturdays, Ask Us Anything. Of course, we're right back here next Sunday, noon p.m. Pacific, 3 Eastern with Master's Mind. So a whole week of fun stuff. Yes, Robert.
Say a prayer and some good thoughts for Bill Shoemaker. He called me and said he needed to go back into urgent care. So I don't know if it was to pay a bill or no, I'm joking. He said that he was having some medical issues. So
Okay. Yeah, please take a moment today as we conclude to say a little something about Bill. All right. And thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us. We really love and appreciate you, and we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow on Recess. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and unmute, and we can all say so long together. Happy Sunday.
Feel better, Terry.
Oh,
Love you
yeah.
guys.
bye, everyone.
Happy birthday,
Bye.
Robert. I'm
Love
so
you, Shelley,
sorry.
for
That's
hi.
good.
Bye.
Justin,
Bye.
hi. Tell
Love
Trish
you.
hi.
Love you, Robert.
Sandy,
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
you.
love you too. Arthur, Melody, Mike, Angela.
Thank you, Pastor Robert.
Yeah,
Thank you very
you.
much.
Love you.
Thank you. Forgot your birthday, Bob.
Yeah, love you too.
Love it, Pastor
Love
Bob.
you, Deborah, CJ.